Okay, so part B, it says then calculate the speed of the stone when it hits the ground. So remember now, when it does hit the ground, we're using the initial conditions. 14.7 was what it was projected at, the initial speed, and it was projected upwards, which means then the acceleration is going to be minus 9.8, okay, because that's opposing our positive direction. Remember, we're taking upwards as positive, okay. And then we know from the answer before, t is equal to 5, okay. We want the speed of the stone when it hits the ground, okay. So we've got v equals u plus at, okay, and then of course we could put in then v for our final speed, final velocity will be 14.7, take away then 9.8 for acceleration times then the time. We get, let's type that in, let's work that out. We get minus 34.3, okay, and of course you'd expect it to be a minus because it's going downwards, isn't it? So that's the speed it hits the ground will be the sort of the size of this, but the minus is telling you the direction. The fact is, going back to our diagram, it's going up to start with, but then it's going down, and when it hits the ground, it's going, the direction is opposite how positive there. So that's why it's a minus, to say it's going in the opposite direction. So the speed is 34.3 meters per second. Now I calculated that using the simplest formulas, v equals u plus at, but I was relying on my answer, excuse me, from part A, which is t equals 5. Now suppose I got that wrong, okay, and I'm going to get this wrong as well, isn't I? Yeah? So it's sometimes useful to think, is there another way of doing it? Okay, and what I could have used, okay, which probably would be better, right, and this is something you need to think about, is use a different formula that doesn't involve time, okay? So you can put in then v squared equals 14.7 squared for u, plus 2 times minus 9.8. Now this relies on s, of course, but we know what s is. We know s is minus 49, okay? Okay, so you can chuck all that in, and we get our v squared. So let's do that. So v squared comes out to be 1176.49, and we're going to square root that, and we get the answer, which is 34.3. But of course, you know, when you square root, you plus or minus. Yeah, I didn't put that in, but when you square root, you do that. And in this case, you would have taken the minus because it's going in the opposite direction. Okay, 34.3. But then you'd go back to that statement then to say what the speed is. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Sometimes it's useful to use a different formula, even just to check, because, you know, you might have made a mistake in your part A.